class. Good afternoon. We are very pleased and proud to congratulate the 19th graduating class of Poland Regional High School. We would like to thank the TRHS band and singers under the direction of Mr. Larry Williams and Miss Julia Edwards for providing the music for the ceremony. We would also like to thank Dave Crosby and Aaron Ridley for serving as faculty marshals, and Gavin Burgoyne and Charlie Cartbenson for serving as marshals for this year's class. We would like to introduce the people on stage this evening. Beginning at our far left, Ms. Carrie Med, Principal of TRHS. Ms. Tina Meserve, Superintendent of Schools for RSU 16. Ms. Mary Martin, Chairperson of the RSU 16 School Committee. Mr. Richard Blanco, our keynote speaker for the evening. Mr. Patrick Flynn, Assistant Principal of TRHS. My name is Morgan Russo, and I am Gordon Gregory. We are both members of the amazing class of 2018, and we are your MCs for the ceremony. Ms. Tina Meserve, Superintendent of Schools, will now lead the senior class. Welcome, graduates, families, friends, community members, RSU 16 staff members, and RSU 16 board members. It's great to see so many of you here today as we celebrate and honor the contributions of the class of 2018. Graduates, as I stand before you today, we are both closing a period in our lives and poised to start a new adventure. I am starting a new job. You are graduating. Some of you will be going into the workforce. Others will be continuing your education, trade school, college, or through an internship. 3 of you will be entering the military. At this time, we all have a chance for new experiences and friendships. And it is likely that there will also be some challenges and hardships that come with our chance. Some of you may decide not to take your chance because you are afraid of those challenges. With that possibility in mind, I wanted to share a book called What Do You Do With a Chance by Colby Yamada. A special friend gave me this book. You might want to buy it. She knew I had struggled to take my chance. I didn't want to leave RSU 16. I love this district, and I love being your superintendent. But we both knew the chance that I would be given up. She supported me in my struggle, and then encouraged me to explore my options so that I would not have regret later. And once I accepted the chance, she gave me this book, reminding me that taking a chance can be hard, but also rewarding. The story begins like this. One day, I got a chance. It just seemed to show up. It acted like it knew me, as if it wanted something. I didn't know why I was here. What do I do with a chance? I wondered. In this story, a boy is unsure and doesn't reach for the first chance that comes his way. He regrets it. When another chance came, he still was unsure, but he decided to try. This time, he reaches for the chance, but he fails. He says, I was embarrassed, felt foolish. It seemed like everybody was looking at me. I decided I never wanted to feel that way again. From then on, he ignored the chances that came his way. Eventually, though, he admitted the truth. He says, I know I acted like I didn't care, but the truth was I did. I still wanted to take a chance, but I was afraid, and I wasn't sure if I would ever be brave enough. But he prepared for the next one, and when the chance came, he ran toward it. And he says, I don't know how to explain it, but the second I let go of my fears, I was full of excitement. It wasn't that I was no longer afraid, but now my excitement was bigger than my fear. When he finally grabs onto his chance, he describes the feeling as something like flying. The story ends with a question. So what do you do with a chance? And also the answer. You take it, because it just might be the start of something incredible. So graduates, in the words of Kofi Yamada, be ready for the chance in front of you, and let it be the start of something incredible. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Erb. Now, Ms. Carrie Met, Principal of Peoria Just, will now bring the senior class.
Welcome, family and friends of the class of 2018. Caitlin, did you recognize that story? Kind of like that little book I gave you? It's a good one. This is Poland Regional High School's 19th commencement ceremony. It's hard to believe this school is 19 years old. We're proud of educating the teenagers of Mechanic Falls, Minot, and Poland for all these years, and are grateful for the support of the entire community as we, with the rest of our 16 colleagues, educate the future citizens of these communities. For the class of 2018, I congratulate you on taking this giant step towards adulthood. Some of you have fought this step, some of you have jumped on this step. Either way, as we work to foster the values of character, citizenship, and community here, we have enjoyed witnessing the growth that you've made towards living these values on a daily basis. Your strength of character has been revealed when you have overcome physical or mental health challenges, or you've had to grow up fast when your families have faced challenges, or you've stood by a friend who's been in need. Your commitment to citizenship has been demonstrated when planning Civil Rights Week, or participating in student government, or leading workshops on leadership or eating disorders for your peers and your teachers. Your love of your community was demonstrated by the simple kindness and concern that you showed for one of our own when he was faced with a terrible loss this winter. Class of 2018, you have good hearts, you have good heads on your shoulders, use them, and you do rise up as the very best versions of yourselves when the going gets tough. So congratulations, and we can't wait to see what you accomplish next. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Med. Now we welcome Senior Class President Bailey Kinney and SRB President Emma Gallo-Eldridge, who will offer a greeting to you all. Good afternoon. My name is Bailey Kinney, and I have had the privilege of representing the class of 2018 as class president for the past 3 years. My name is Emma Gallo-Eldridge, and it has been an honor to represent the class of 2018 as class vice president for the past 4 years, and the student body here at PeoriaJust as the student body president. On behalf of the class of 2018, we would like to welcome you all to our ceremony today. As we sat to write our greeting, we did so with a goal to help each and every one of you sitting here today have a better understanding of what it means to be a member of Knight Nation. We kept in mind that our audience would be full of people who traveled far to support their graduates, and people who have been a part of this community their entire life, both of whom have absolutely no idea what Knight Nation even is, which is totally fine. This is not a test. But as some of the strongest assets to Knight Nation are sitting in front of us today, we thought it would be important for you to have a solid understanding of what we're all about. So, to open our ceremony today, we would like to try and paint a picture of what it means to be a member of Knight Nation. Knight Nation is Morgan Russo, who has been a 3-sport athlete since she entered PeoriaJust 4 years ago. Morgan's love for the game and her love for this place got her inducted into the varsity club this winter to be the first PRHS student who was ever inducted.
Ninth Nation is Ashley Cloutier, Sydney Belson, and Gabe Mosley, who started playing the saxophone in 5th grade and haven't stopped yet. Our class had 12 seniors this year who started playing music from the very beginning, which is one of the largest numbers our band has ever seen. Ninth Nation is Jada Tuttle and Courtney LaChapelle, coming in 14th nationally in the Pro Start competition for culinary arts, after devoting countless hours to developing their skills in their LRTC program. And let us just say, those girls can cook.
Ninth Nation is Sebastian Gaudette, Roger Gagnon, Cameron McMahon, and Tanner Ross, who will graduate today and head off to serve our country in the military.
While the students at PRHS define what it means to be Ninth Nation, we make up only half of the equation. Ninth Nation would not exist without the teachers and staff, some of whom have been here from the very beginning, that have built our core values from the ground up. They exemplify every single day, in and out of the classroom, what it means to devote your life to bettering yourself, your community, and the lives of the people around you.
Ninth Nation is Mr. Carter and Mr. Crosby, who take students abroad each year to show them the world outside of Poland, Maine. Mr. Carter has taken 21 trips and counting all around Europe, and Mr. Crosby takes a group of students every 2 years on a service trip to the St. Passage School in Guatemala. Ninth Nation is Miss Seeley, who graduated from PRHS in 2012 to go on to the University of Maine at Farmington. Miss Seeley could have taken her degree absolutely anywhere with her uplifting spirit and drive to make a difference in the world around her. Luckily for us, she returned home to Ninth Nation to teach in the classrooms where she once sat and coach on the fields and courts where she once played.
Ninth Nation is Mrs. Jane Ray, Mr. Nelson Williams, and all of the people here at PRHS who never fail to greet you with a big smile on their face and a positive attitude that is certain to turn any bad day around. And finally, Ninth Nation is Mr. Truman, a real-life Hannah Montana. He lives a double life as the lead singer of Dead Season by night, but by day, he plays the role of an enthusiastic English teacher and the best class advisor we could have ever asked for.
Ninth Nation is devotion, perseverance, hard work, resilience, kindness, respect, and unity. Ninth Nation is the students, teachers, staff, and supporters of our small but mighty community.
The people we mentioned today are just a few of the incredible people here at PRHS that never fail to show what it means to be a knight. The truth is, every single one of us possess these qualities. Each and every one of us, whether it be big or small, are an important piece of the puzzle that make up Ninth Nation.
We are proud to have come from such an amazing community. One of the best parts about being a member of Ninth Nation is that no matter where we go or what we do, we always have our roots to return home to here at PRHS. Even as we graduate today and begin the next chapter of our lives, Ninth Nation will never stop cheering us on with unconditional support along the way. Because once you are a knight, you are always a knight.
Thank you to our family, friends, classmates, and teachers who have supported us over the past 4 years. We would not be sitting here today without you. Class of 2018, it has been an honor to represent a class full of such incredible people. We cannot wait to watch you take on the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Bailey and Emma. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our first student honor speaker this evening, the class salutatorian, Rachel Kopinski.
I'd like to start by thanking everyone who is here today to support the class of 2018. Our family, friends, and teachers have all played a significant role in getting us to this moment. And on behalf of the senior class, I would like to let you know how much we appreciate you. I was asked to write a speech about the last 4 years leading up to today. But as I sat down to write, I realized it was actually more like the last 13 years. From the first moment we stepped into that kindergarten classroom, we have been working towards this day, even if we didn't know it yet. When they asked us in kindergarten what we wanted to be when we grew up, we said things like ballerinas and firemen. And when they asked us again in middle school, we said things like veterinarians, lawyers, and scientists. Back then, the question was easy. It seemed like we had a million years to decide our future as grown-ups. But now, the question is harder. We are graduating now, and while some of us know what we want our jobs to be, we still need to answer the question, what will we be? We, the class of 2018. And the answer is truthfully that we don't know yet, and that is perfectly fine. We are also figuring out who we are, and we are still learning about the kind of people that we want to be. But one thing I do believe is that we will be important. I'm not saying that our class will change the world, although who knows. But I believe that we will all make a difference, whether it is for one person or for thousands. We learned a great deal at Fuller Regional High School, but what we learned is more than just academics. We have learned about ourselves and those around us. After my first day as a freshman, I distinctly remember going home to my mother and telling her, high school is hard. I couldn't open my combination lock or find my classes, and it felt like it would never get any easier. But eventually those things became easy until they were no problem at all. Now looking back, I realized that what made high school easier were all the people that helped me along the way. Like my friend Melina, who showed me where all my classes were about 15 times until I had it memorized. Or my friend Cindy, who let about 15 people share her locker because it was the best spot to dump our jackets when we came in a minute before the bell. We all have people who have helped us get where we are, whether it was in a small way or a tremendous one. The friends we found here at PHS made all the difference. The bonds we form here are exactly what defines PHS. We are more than just a school. We are a community. I made my very first best friend on the first day of kindergarten. Aaron Wrigley and I both spotted a small plastic bead on the ground at the same time, and from that moment on, we were best friends. For the next 7 years, we were inseparable, to the point where we would run and hide behind her couch when my mom came to pick me up after a sleepover. And even though we eventually drifted apart when we entered middle school, I will never forget the time we spent together and the great memories we made. I believe the same can be said of all the friends we made here in Poland. We have all met people here who have changed us in some way. Perhaps we will not all be friends forever, but each friend we made will always mean something to you. Each new friendship teaches us more about each other and about ourselves. The time we spent over these past 4 years will always mean something to us. It has made us who we are today. It's difficult to talk about our time in high school as a collective group because we all had such different experiences. But I can say with confidence that there was something for each of us that made Poland special. Whether that was our friends, teachers, sports, classes, or even smaller things like playing foursquare in the courtyard or getting a pet pie in the halls. We all had things in high school that were challenges for us, such as early mornings or what felt like endless tests. But that's exactly what makes today so bittersweet. We have been waiting for this day, with countdowns written on bulletin boards and marked on our phones. We are happy to graduate, but now as we all get our diplomas, we are realizing it's hard to leave. After today, we will no longer be students at PHS, but alumni. However, we will always have the memories we've made and the lessons we have learned. It's too hard to say goodbye to PHS, so instead I would like to say thank you. Because yes, high school is hard, but together, we made it. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. I would like to now invite to the stage the senior singers who will perform the song, The Parting Glass.
Mr. Richard Blanco.
Richard Blanco's mother, 7 months pregnant, and the rest of his family arrived as exiles from Cuba to Madrid, Spain, where he was born. 45 days later, the family immigrated once more to New York City and eventually settled in Miami. Only a few weeks old, Blanco already belonged to 3 countries, a foreshadowing of the negotiations of cultural identity, communities, and belonging that would shape his life and continue to inform his work.
As a poet, memoirist, and essayist, Richard Blanco is a sought-after speaker who captivates audiences around the nation and the world with his dynamic storytelling and powerful readings. He's an advocate for diversity, LGBTQ rights, immigration, arts education, cultural exchange, and other important issues of our time.
In 2013, Richard Blanco was selected by President Obama as the 5th inaugural poet in U.S. history, joining the ranks of such luminary poets as Robert Frost and Maya Angelou. A committed proponent of the civic role that poetry can fulfill in the public realm, Blanco's work addresses socio-political matters that affect us collectively.
This spring, he has served as artist president at Colby College, having previously taught at Georgetown University, Wesleyan University, American University, and many literary centers throughout the country. A builder of cities as well as poems, Richard Blanco holds degrees in civil engineering and creative writing from Florida International University. In addition, he has received honorary doctorates from McAllister College, the University of Rhode Island, and the University of Southern Maine, and an honorary degree from Colby College as well.
Blanco's writings possess a story-rich quality that illuminates the human spirit. His work asks those universal questions we all ask ourselves on our own journeys. Where am I from? Where do I belong? Who am I in this world? Please join us in welcoming our honored guest and keynote speaker, Mr. Richard Blanco.
Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone feeling? I want to hear a shout out to the graduates. How do you feel? Ready for that crowd word? You're going right into this? So it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with all of you today, to be home, so to speak. I live up the road a couple pieces, as they say, in Bethel. First, I also want to acknowledge all the parents, all the faculty, all the staff, all the administrators. As we all know, it takes a village to raise a child, and it also, of course, takes a village to educate. So a hand for your parents, please, and all the people that support you. I know if it wasn't for my mother, I'm not sure I would be standing here today with you all. There's no doubt that you've faced many challenges, of course, in the last few years. Challenges that you've obviously met, overcome, challenges that have brought you to this milestone today, and that have prepared you for continued success. And of course, there will be many, many other new challenges as you go out into the rest of the world. But I think the biggest one, and I think the central challenge of everything that we face, that you'll be facing, is the idea of decisions, of how to make decisions. Those decisions are sometimes seemingly big and sometimes seemingly small. Those decisions that you're going to have to start making on your own, because let's face it, until now, most of our decisions have been made for us, right? But those days are coming to an end, because as you embark on your new phase in life, you're going to be faced with innumerable forks in the road, and you might stand at those forks frozen and deep with fear and paralyzed with fear, thinking, do I go left or do I go right? As the rest of your life depended on this very moment. So here's the good news, which I want to share with you. It kind of doesn't. I guess the best way to talk about that is through a poem that you're probably all pretty much familiar with, by Robert Frost, which is The Road Not Taken. It's probably also one of the most popular, probably as parents, and I've heard that in school before. It's also one of the poems that's most sort of misinterpreted. So I'm going to read this whole idea of this fork in the road idea, this whole of the path less, the road less traveled, and let's talk about that a little bit in thinking about decisions as you move forward for this day. So here it is. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could to where it went in the undergrowth. Then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better plane, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though, as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally they, in leaves no step, had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. I'm trying to read that with as much sarcasm as possible. Hopefully Frost will be proud. But most of us, including myself, have always sort of taken this, and there's a good book's name after this, The Road Less Traveled at one time. I've taken this, and it's not that it doesn't also mean this, but that's a beautiful thing about poetry. It has a certain ambiguity that can mean both things at the same time. But most of us have taken it face value to say, you stand on the road and they took the one less traveled by, it's made all the difference, and it was that big decision, that big fork in the road. But if you really listen to that poem, you really sort of, I wish I could make you copies. But Frost is really playing a little sarcastic trick on us. If you really look at the words on there, he says really both roads were just as fair. And then when I look back with a sigh, as if he couldn't have really known what the other road would have led him to, right? So he's kind of saying, I don't know, I took one road, but you can't really ever know what was down the other road. And both roads were about the same. So I think that poem has offered me a lesson throughout all of my life. That really, it's really about picking a road and going for it. And we're not always going to be sure if it's the right decision or not. Sometimes we'll realize that we make bad decisions, but we've got to keep on traveling whatever road we're on and make better decisions down the line. And I especially sort of have empathy with your generation. Has so many choices and so much pressure to make decisions not only for yourselves but for the planet and so many other things that are going on. But the idea is just not to stand still, not to stand in that fork and be paralyzed with fear, because at the end of the day, all roads will cross and diverge and come back, and there'll be other chances to do what you thought you needed to do and whatnot, or maybe you made the right decision from the beginning, you just don't know, but just get on that road. Don't stand still. I'll give you a very personal example. As an engineer, as a teenager, which about your age, maybe even younger, I was convinced that I was supposed to be an architect. The world's greatest architect, the next Frank Lloyd Wright. And unfortunately, my parents couldn't afford any of the schools that we couldn't afford any of the schools except the architecture school, the ones that were in my neighborhood in Miami. So I ended up studying engineering, and it was kind of like, well, I can't take this road, I'll take that road. And I took that fork in civil engineering, and surprisingly, lo and behold, that's how I became a poet. It was an engineering office that I realized, well, when I got to my engineering office, there's so much writing involved, studies, reports, proposals, all sorts of written and oral communication skills. And I started thinking, oh, this language thing is kind of really cool, right? I really got into language. I really started falling in love with language. And not only that, I started excelling at my job because the guy that writes the $40 million proposal gets a job. He's a hero, right? So I thought, what can I do with this writing? What's the weirdest thing we can do, Ricky? And I thought, let's write poetry. Why not? What the hell? What have I got to lose, right? I'm an engineer. And I did. I started writing poems. Started writing really bad poems. Terribly rhyming poems. But eventually, I got a little more serious. And I ended up going first to community college, did a different class in creative writing. Eventually went on to get a master's degree in creative writing from the same school that I graduated from engineering. But the road doesn't end there. All the while, at 42, I still thought I was sort of on the wrong road. I thought, oh, this poetry thing was just a fluke. Oh, yeah. I just thought I had a cute story to tell, a little chubby Cuban American gay kid from a working class family in Miami, but I wasn't really a poet. I was an architect. So at 42, I applied to a master's program in architecture, thinking that's it. finally corrected, finally on the right road. Guess how long I was on that right road? 3 weeks. I was the world's worst architect. And at 42, you know when you really stink at something. So anyway, that whole thing taught me that actually I was just on the road that I needed to be. And that road crossed back, and crossed the other way, and diverged. But the idea was that there were no mistakes, that whatever road I meant to be in, I was meant to be a poet engineer, regardless of what I thought was the right road. So it really sort of has stayed with me, that journey for me, and this poem is very connected. So I guess my ultimate message to you today is to confide in yourselves and those forks in the road ahead of you. And don't look back. Just keep on going and trust that whatever road you're on is the one that you need to be on. And that's the one you're going to, that's going to lead to the real you and who you're really meant to be. And most importantly, please understand that the road never ends. Never stop traveling, never stop pushing yourself, never stop trying to learn something new, trying to love something new, just having new experiences as you move forward. And on that note, I just wanted to read one poem, share one poem of mine that partly speaks and is partly a response to Frost's poem. And it's also the idea that, again, this idea of the road also applies that we're moving from point A to point B and doing one road between those points. But that really life is important, as the cliche goes more about the journey. That it's about a glorious and continuous unfolding happening. And that life is best lived as a noun, not as a noun, but as a verb. It's something that's always happening, where past, present, and future are all one tense, constantly forming and unfolding before us. So I'll close with this poem. Sits unfinished. I've been writing this since the summer my grandfather taught me how to hold a blade of grass between my thumbs and make whistle. Since I first learned to make green from low and turn paper into snowflakes. Since I leave TBC, had no bed, no tissue, and a shoebox in the playground by the swings. Since the morning I first stood up on the bathroom sink to watch my father shave. Since our eyes met in that foggy mirror. Since the splinter my mother pulled from my thumb and kissed my blood. I've been writing this since the girl I kissed the night of my father's wake. Since my grandmother first called me a sissy and I said nothing. Since I forgave her and my body pressed hard on the dance floor and twist. Since those years spent drinking vodka martinis with loves I knew I couldn't flood. I've been writing this since the night I pulled off the road at Big Sur and my eyes caught the insanity of the stars. Since the months I spent at the kitchen window watching the snow come down like fallout from a despair I had no words for. Since I stopped trying to name it and instead found myself tick-tocking in a hammock at peace, asking nothing of the sky. I've been writing this since this spring, studying the tiny leaves on the oaks dithering like moths, a contrast to the eon-old fieldstone suddenly a veil of snow, but forever works in progress. Since tonight, under the battle moon, behind the branches spying on the world, same as it ever was, perfectly finished, my glasses in pen, and rest again on the night view. I've been writing this since my eyes started seeing less, my knees aching more. Since I began picking up twigs, feathers, and pretty rocks for no reason, collecting them on the porch, where I sit to read and watch the sunset, just like I did with my grandfather every day, remembering him and how to make a blade of grass whistle. Thank you. Good luck to all of you.
introduce our second student honor speaker this evening, the class of 1120, Samuel Stone.
Thank you all for that very warm welcome. Speaking of warm, I do realize how hot it is in here, so I will be brief so that you guys don't have to stay here much longer. Hello everyone, my name is Sam Stone, and it's my high school honor to be here today speaking at the valedictorian for the class of 2018. It is very surreal to think that we are already here, ready to graduate, but it feels like just yesterday we were awkwardly trying to start conversations with each other at Perry Beach in 6th grade. We didn't know each other at all, and we had no idea what the next 6 years had in store for us. And now here we are, seniors, about to head off to the big adult world full of bills, taxes, and debt, with rigorous preparation through the Everfind modules we did junior year that I'm sure we all remember. Truth be told, none of us have any idea what to expect, so that's where the excitement comes in. For instance, I had no idea that I was on track to be valedictorian until the end of freshman year. Look at me now. I did it, Mom. Now, one might be quick to assume that my life has been fairly smoothly up to now, but this simply isn't the case. I've had many obstacles that I've had to overcome over the past 18 years. Easily the hardest of these, however, was losing my dad, Richard Stone, when I was only 12. Throughout my 5th grade year, my dad was battling a fight with shingles and other stomach viruses that seemed to plague him every single day. He went from being an active game warden, an avid hunter, and a healthy, able man, to a stay-at-home dad, unable to do the things that he loved doing with his family. After a year and a half, the doctors had finally found out what these stomach viruses were. On October 28, 2011, my dad was officially diagnosed with stage 4 esophageal cancer. My parents took a couple days to fully comprehend the diagnosis before telling my brothers, my sister, and me. When the time had finally come, we gathered around the living room with bright looks on our faces. This was a very dark time in my life, and I found it hard to concentrate on my academics and really anything for that matter. There were ups and downs spread throughout the next year. He tried experimental treatment, which was the only option that he had when diagnosed with stage 4. At first, the cancer cells seemed to shrink to nothing by February. However, it began to come back in July and only got worse from there. The chemotherapy stopped working, and my dad was transferred to hospice care in late October. My family came up for the couple days that he was in hospice care before he passed away on October 30th, 2012. This was an extremely hard time for my family. I slipped into a slump where I wasn't going to school and I wasn't really motivated to do anything. I just felt stuck. But I knew that's not what my dad would have wanted. I knew that he would have wanted me to work harder than ever to achieve my goals, and more importantly, to use the life lessons that both him and my mom had taught me over the span of the last 12 years. With this in mind, I went back to school with more determination than ever. I had fairly good grades leading up to middle school, but I knew that I wasn't giving it my all. I decided to work harder than I ever had before. I became a 3-sport athlete, cross country, indoor track, and outdoor track, while also setting much higher standards for my academics. I began to set a ton of goals for myself, and speaking here in front of everyone as class valedictorian being the biggest one. But I wasn't able to do all of this alone. My family, my friends, my peers, they've all been huge motivators and supporters for me. My sister Becca, my brothers Isaac, Nick, and Chris, my sister-in-law Emma, my nephew Alex, and of course, my mom. You guys were all there to help me through the tough times and to celebrate me during the joyous times. I know Dad would be proud of all of us, and I truly don't know where I'd be today without the love and support that I received from all of you. And of course, my friends. Lucas Yorkie, who I got to know by sharing Game Informer magazine with during class back in 6th grade. Matt DeMarge and I were somewhat forced into a friendship because his mom was actually my dad's physical therapist when he was 6, so of course my mom and his mom wanted us to be the best of friends. Thank you, Julie, and thank you, Mom. Gabe Crosby, who I met through cross country in 8th grade. We became fast friends and eventually developed a friendship that won us the best romance superlative this year. Sean Shanahan, who came to Poland in 8th grade and became really great friends with Matt Luke, who then introduced me to him. Nothing off the manhunt night we had here about Sean. Then Matt brought in Alice Alden, who recently developed an obsession with Bitcoin, which we definitely can't hear enough Sam Steroids, who somehow talked for almost 20 minutes during his senior celebration when his practice presentation was indeed just 2 minutes. And then Dean Clavette, who kind of just snuck into the group by sitting with us at lunch this past year. Regardless of how I met these guys, I've made some fantastic memories with them, and they have all made a huge impact on my life. But my biggest supporters aren't necessarily your biggest supporters. Everyone has their own family, their own friends, their own coworkers, and it is really up to us to find out who these supporters are in our own lives. Now, the class of 2018 may not be remembered as the most academic or athletic class that PRA has ever, but we will be remembered for always being there for each other. Whether this was picking each other up after a failed assignment, cheering each other on at some meets or games, or supporting each other at concerts, plays, or other events, we've been with each other through it all. But despite all of this, we have barely scratched the surface of what's to come. There will be times of joy when things couldn't seem to get any better. But with this, there will be times of sorrow where you'll be wondering if things will ever get any better. You may feel stuck as I did when I was 12. You may feel like whatever happened may be your fault. You may have regrets for not acting sooner. In a situation like this, where you feel as though you are at rock bottom, remember that you have all of us. Even though we are about to break apart and head our separate ways in pursuit of our future goals, we will all be knights at heart. Look around you. Look at your families that have been by your side all this time. Your classmates who you used to argue with about which town was the best town. We'll invent it forever. Your best friends who you've shared countless memories with. The staff you've grown to love over the years. This is your community, and we are here for you regardless of where we all end up in the coming years. You may love here forever. Seniors, today is all about us. After 13 long years, full of procrastination, late nights, straight up not coming to school sometimes, we're about to receive our diplomas. But before we do that, I'd like everyone to join me in one giant round of applause for the Poland Regional High School class of 2018.
Thank you, Sam. And now for the moment we have all waited for, the presentation of our diplomas. Mr. Flynn, Assistant Principal, will read the names of the graduates. Ms. Med, Ms. Dessert, and Ms. Martin will present the diplomas to the graduates, and the students will then be greeted by their actual advisors. We ask that you hold your applause until all the graduates receive their diplomas. Since we have a professional photographer, so that everyone can see, we ask that all audience members remain in their seats.
Jared Cooper Campbell, Curry College, Business Management. Shane Timothy Day, Central Maine Community College, Automotive Technology. Dean Austin Clavette, Roger Williams University, Architecture. Alex Dominic Alden, Central Maine Community College, Business Administration. Zachary Thomas Campbell, University of Maine, Medical Laboratory Science. Antonia Bernard Desmarais, New Hampshire Institute of Therapeutic Arts, Massage Therapy. Lillian Rose Dagno, Central Maine Community College, General Studies. Ashley Marie Cloutier, Southern Maine Community College, Medical Assistant. Anna Sue Binns, Central Maine Community College, Business Administration. Heidi Nicole Douglas, Central Maine Community College, General Studies. Courtney Elizabeth Major, Wentworth Institute of Technology, Mechanical Engineering. Melina Renee Herrick, Franklin Pierce University, Psychology. Kaylee Lynn Layton, Husson University, Nursing. Amanda Rose Kerr, entering the workforce. Kiana Rose Kelly, Pet Grooming Apprenticeship. Isabel Dayton Gilbert, Southern Maine Community College, Hospitality, Travel, and Tourism Management. Edward Allen Mitchell, University of Southern Maine, Music Education Concentration in Jazz Studies. Donna Rosalie Hunt, Central Maine Community College, Early Childhood Education. Jonathan Thomas Kutchko, University of Maine, Mechanical Engineering. Sarah Ann Mooney, University of Maine, New Media. Andrew George Hamilton, Central Maine Community College, General Studies. Alexandria Cerie Grundon, University of Southern Maine, Athletic Training. Caitlin Rochelle Green, Central Maine Community College, Art and Photography. Ryan Mitchell Jonkus, Central Maine Community College, undecided. Samantha Sky Almos, St. Joseph's College of Maine, undecided. Haley Maria Leveron Johnson, entering the workforce. Dylan Thomas Greenwald, White Mountain Community College, Culinary Arts. Kaylee Ann Yagney, Central Maine Community College, Nursing. Cameron Gary McMahon, United States Marine Corps. Sydney Elizabeth Gosselin, University of New Haven, Criminal Justice. Emma Susan Gallo Eldridge, St. Lawrence University, International Studies. Dante Xavier Lowndes. Colby Lou Banker, Central Maine Community College. Grace Emmeline Banks, University of Maine. Alyssa Marie French, University of Maine, undecided. Emily E. Ellington, Spa Tech, Aesthetics. Caitlin Mary Doyle, Thomas College, Forensic Psychology. Emily Rose Champagne, Central Maine Community College, Medical District. Tyler Ross Bragdon, Central Maine Community College, Building Construction. Peter Joseph Royal Goldick III, Maine Media Workshop, Visual Storytelling and Cinematography. Gabriel Elijah Bouchard, entering the workforce. Tyler Robert Crapo, Wentworth Institute of Technology, Computer Science. Melissa Haley Dietrich, Central Maine Community College, General Studies. Ijida Lee Nawas, Bates College, pre-law. Emily Ann Rose, St. Joseph's College of Maine, business. Julia Ann Powell, Maine College of Health Professions, Radiologic Technology. Erin Marie Ridley, St. Joseph's College of Maine, nursing. Ashley Marie Potratz, entering the workforce. Balthazar Thomas Lebec, returning to France. Tyler Allen Romano, Central Maine Community College, computer engineering. Frederick Michael Sharon. Sean James Shanahan, University of Southern Maine, on-site. Samuel Joseph Sorois, Central Maine Community College, audio production. Zachary Thomas Ray, Wentworth Institute of Technology. Samuel Josiah Stone, University of Maine, Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. Matthew Charles Labarge, Thomas College, Security and Cyber Defense. Samuel Adam Walker, Central Maine Community College, Electromechanical Technology. Jada Bell Tuttle, Southern Maine Community College, Culinary Arts. Hannah Catherine Sawyer, University of Southern Maine, nursing. Ashley Danielle Thibodeau, Central Maine Community College, nursing. Natalie Jo Terrio, University of Maine, Business Management. Noah Paul Sturgis, St. Joseph's College of Maine, History. Charles Joseph Sharon, Central Maine Community College, Nursing. Tate Sheldon Ray, entering the workforce. Rachel Dawn Kuklinski, Eckerd College, Marine Science. Skylar Joe Henson, entering the workforce. Alexis May Mori, Pima Community College, Zoology. Ashley Marie Gregory, Central Maine Community College, Psychology. Aaliyah Marie Hamill, University of Maine, Pharmacy, Early Childhood Special Education. Keaton Thomas Herrick, University of Southern Maine, Computer Science. Courtney Ann LaChapelle, Southern Maine Community College, Nutrition. Roger Joseph Gagnon, United States Army. Michaela May Farabee, Central Maine Community College, Elementary Education. Chloe Jane Bubko, Keene University, Psychology. Allie Jordan Frost, entering the workforce. Gabriel Gordon Wadley Crosby, Thomas College, Elementary Education. Brian James Bernier, entering the workforce. Caitlin Brooke Dufour, World Race Mission Gap Year. Morgan Ashley Russo, Endicott College, Psychology. Darren Jamal Chin, entering the workforce. Thomas James Callahan, entering the workforce. Michael James Pepe, entering the workforce. Ethan Christopher Whittemore, Southern Maine Community College, Electricity. Lucas Jeffrey Yorkie, University of Maine, undecided. Olivia Celeste Yetten, Central Maine Community College, Electromechanical Technology. Maya Marie Whittier, entering the workforce. Cyrus James Turcott, Central Maine Community College, General Studies. Ashlyn Nicole Scruggs, entering the workforce. Jessica Ann Seeley, Wentworth Institute of Technology, Architecture. Amanda Lynn Vayu, entering the workforce. Alexis Lynn Logan Barrow, Central Maine Community College, General Studies. Tanner Eric Ross, United States Army. Danielle Rose Ogden, Central Maine Community College, Life Science. Aaron James Parody, Husson University, undecided. Mason Lewis Plant, University of Maine, Nutrition. Caleb James Robert Nottingham, University of Maine, Computer Science. Jordan Mornay Gregory, University of Maine, Chemical Engineering. Bailey Elizabeth Kinney, Clark University, Psychology and Women's Gender Studies. Kiana Logan Legassi, Central Maine Community College, Early Childhood Education. Jasmine Dabasha Bazali Lamb, University of Maine, undecided. Garrett Frank Goss, Thomas College, Sports Management. Sebastian Brock Terrence Gaudette, Maine Army National Guard.
Marshall, will you please raise the class one more time?
Now, the moment we have been waiting for. Classmates, you can now move your passports. Today is a great day to be alive, and we are proud to be the ones that represent to all of you, the graduates of Poland Regional High School's class of 2018.
You are invited for light refreshments in the cafe and to personally congratulate your graduates in the courtyard and lobbies. Students will be leaving for project graduation shortly after.
The class and faculty